Ageless Energy Radio. How to feel 22 at any age. Would you like to feel young and vibrant regardless of your age? Never have to call in sick again. Be laser focused and productive all day long. Stop feeling stressed out by your life. Stay calm and confident no matter what. Go to bed feeling peaceful and wake up energized? Ageless Energy is healing your self-generating energy systems through the renewal of your body, mind, and spirit for complete wellness without artificial stimulants or medication. Would you listen? Anyone who wants to feel young, ageless, and productive, regardless of their years. Join your host, Dr. Chandler George, as we explore your mind, body, spirit to feel 22 at any age.
Hey, this is Dr. Chandler George of Ageless Energy, How to Feel 22 at Any Age podcast. This is a show about the exploration of the mind, body, and spirit, and human exploration of what's possible and what we can do. There once, very recently, was an article written here out of the Fort Worth magazine here in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area about healthy, wealthy, and wise. And it was talking about different companies, some major companies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, talking about setting up exercise programs, right? Setting up exercise programs and introducing 5Ks and things like this to the general populace to go work out. And then right along with that, a little bit of diet, some movement, some yoga, different things like this, senior training and development to help them have more fun and live a more full life. That was a huge success and greatly reduced the cost and the amounts of expenditures by this particular company. And this particular company was Alcon, which makes pharmaceutical stuff for the eyes. Capital One Financial, when they started setting up gyms and doing different benefits through their gym program, they noticed that immediately people were healthier and more productive in their program. Texas Christian University did an assessment for body weight, hip, heart, resting heart rate, blood pressure, things like this. Again, educating them for a wellness program to be healthier. Baylor All Saints, a hospital, did the same thing. And in each case, they saw that the employees were so much happier and felt better that they literally were offering them $780 to $325 of prizes and things throughout the year to do this because they were saving thousands per employee by them doing these programs. Now, I'm sure y'all have heard of this before, different things like that going on. So let's just think for a minute. To do that, it takes energy. So let's just rate the different types of energy. One is abysmal energy. Well, we don't want abysmal energy. Well, but what is abysmal energy? It's where you need coffee or food stimulants and they don't do a thing for you, although you continue to take them. You miss a couple of days of work each month because you are so tired or get sick. It is a struggle to finish the workday, difficult to concentrate on work, so you are constantly seeking distractions like coffee breaks or surfing the web because you are fuzzy-headed, if you will. And, abysmal energy, what can cause abysmal energy? It can be hormones, hormonal situation, thyroid, low hormone, all kinds of different hormonal situations. It could be addicted to sugar. It could be not enough exercise, right? It could be not enough sleep. It could be your mind on other things. It could just be allergies to pollen and different things in the air that need to be worked on. Anemic energy, which is a tad better. Need coffee or other stimulants to get going and stay going. You work out or exercise 1 to 2 times a month. Yeah, enough so that they, they don't even know your name. Forget about that. Energy is not consistent throughout the day and you're tired by 5 p.m. You watch TV or read at night because you're too tired to do anything else. That's a lot of people right there. Restless sleep, trouble falling asleep because of stress. Anemic energy is that one. Now, how about average energy? Periodic exercise, 1 to 2 times a week. That's pretty good for most people. Energy most of the day, moderate energy at night, ready to sit down by 6 or 7 at night, and light sleep. Sadly, that's most of America right there. Next would be active energy, able to exercise every other day, steady energy all day and into the evening, but not enough to clean out the garage at 8 p.m., but you do sleep soundly. I'll have to admit, most of the time I'm sitting right around active energy, which I'm proud of at 53, but active energy. But ageless energy, sometimes I even call it Olympic energy, is what we're really after, right? The gold medal. Daily exercise, energy all day and all evening. Has energy to work out or work all day and do projects or whatever you want to do at night as well and sleep soundly. Okay? So we can just get more done and have more fun. Now, Everyone wins. The entire country wins when we feel this way. Our families win. Our loved ones win. Everyone wins. So we have to have, before on the last episode 2, we talked about frequencies, alpha, beta, theta, zeta, brain frequencies and brain waves that put you in different states of energy, whether it be sleep or wide awake and ready to conquer the trails in Leadville 100-mile run. And so our Key to Sleep program, the Key to Sleep, which you can find on Amazon, Key to Sleep device, is something that takes you through those different states of consciousness to help you be your best, with as many as 600 programs to help you be your best. So that's something you might want to look at that can help you working through the eyes, the ears, and the brain directly, because you do have to get motivated to get up and work out and do all these other things. Now, what are some other things that would cause you stress and keep you from having the best of energy? Not that you can eliminate all these, but it's good to identify them. So life events, and you typically give them a mean value. So like the number of times you've experienced these life events in the last couple of years. Death of a spouse. Hopefully you haven't experienced that at all. But if you did, maybe it was once, but we'd give that like 100 points, right? That's huge on the stress factor. A divorce. I can tell you haven't done that once. Yeah, that's huge on the stress, right? How many times? And then your number of points. And then you're going to add these up, right? Marital separation. Jail term is up there. And these are ranked in order because the mean values actually go down from 100 down, and 100's the worst, right? And you add these up. Personal injury, illness, death of a close personal family member is way up there. Marital reconciliation, fired at work. Notice a theme here: family, work, just some major things going on. Retirement is actually very stressful for a lot of people. Change in health for you or a family member. Pregnancy, yeah, very stressful. Both sets involved. Sex difficulties, just whatever that means. Something to do with the physical sex, or maybe it's to do with the mind. Gain of new family member, birth, adoption, kids moving back in. That's 39 points on the stress meter. Business adjustment, mergers, reorganization, bankruptcy, change in financial state, either a lot worse off or better off than usual, surprisingly, will get you 38 stress points. Better off than usual. Very stressful. Death of a close friend, change to a different line of work. Change in a number of arguments with a spouse, either a lot less or a lot more, which is 35 points. Mortgage over $10,000, purchasing a home or a business. Yeah, that's 39. It's ranking number 20 in the scale, but that's up to 31 points. Foreclosure of a mortgage or loan. See, I would think this would be really high if you're ever foreclosed on, but it's only ranking number 21 or 30 points. Let's see, trouble with in-laws. I guess people are used to that, so it's pretty low. Outstanding personal achievement is actually some stress of 28 points. So there you are, but that's just reality, right? So there's good stress and bad stress, and you're going to get some of all of it, but you hope to get certainly more good stress. Lowest on the scale here is minor violations of the law, like a traffic ticket might be 11 stressor points out of 43. Christmas might be 12 points, even though most people like even vacation, because all that's involved there could be 13 points. So these are all things to think about. The higher your life-changing score within a period of 24 months, the more likely you are to get sick. Among people who score over 450 points, about 90% will become ill in the near future. With 300 points, the illness rate will drop to 66%. Only about 33% with 150 points will become ill. Call it the illness meter. But it is true that the better off that is, the happier and healthier you will be, thus have more energy and feel more like 22 at any age. I know recently we were looking at doing some cool things in a mountain playground. But, to be able to do that and do it consistently, you have to have a few things. You have to have your health. But more than your health, you have to have a level of fitness, right, that you can gain quickly so that you can snow ski or cross-country ski or snowmobile or jog or hike or take pictures or swim or fly fish, whatever it might be. And then you have to have some financial success. And the reason you have to have that is because you have to have the ability to have time off to do all the athletic and active pursuits that you want to do out in nature. It takes time. Time takes money, which can cause stress if you don't have these parts of your life. So look at it like a continuum. You have to have all these different areas of your life, not just mind, body, spirit. We can break them down further. these different areas of your life in balance, like the plate spinners we talked about in the first episode, in line, right? Mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and work on these. And that's what we want to do in the program. And so, in fact, on our next episode, we start our guest interviews, our special guest interviews. And I'm so looking forward to the wonderful people that you're going to hear there. We have several different doctors of different backgrounds that I'm going to be interviewing on different forms of ageless energy and things that you can provide. Again, mental, mind, body, and spiritual will be coming to the table to help us achieve how to heal your self-generating energy systems through the renewal of your body, mind, and spirit. So how do you heal your self-generating energy through your body, mind, and spirit? Well, biofeedback, mental, getting control of your mind first, which then allows you to do some physical, right, consistently over time, will allow you to get in great shape, and then allowing you to better eat properly, consistently. And as long as you then have some sort of measurement of the goal, many times if it's not with a coach, then a bike ride or a trail run or something that's put on with others so that you have the sense of camaraderie, which makes it a lot more fun. Like I love my spinning class and yoga classes as much for the people as I do the actual exercise, right? Without the people, I probably wouldn't do it by myself. So I'll run by myself and I enjoy that, but I also enjoy the camaraderie, and that allows me to feel accountable. Like, what would he say if I didn't show up? There's one guy named Chris. What would he say if I didn't show up? I mean, heck, he's 68 in great shape and doing, a workout for an hour before the spin class on Saturday. So that gets me motivated to get up there. I need to tell him that. He's my Ageless Energy motivator many times. What is yours, right? And then have a measurement of that, like the bike ride or the hike or the camping trip, and have it consistently every 6 to 8 weeks so that you can be your best. Set the goals. I'm amazed how many people don't have mental or physical goals. And certainly, I know it's not very many because most of them don't have that in their physical or work life, right? What are your numbers in your business? They don't know their numbers. So here you are, what do you want to make this year? Oh, I want to make 100,000. Well, how are you going to get there? Don't know. Hopefully more patients. Hopefully I'll see some more clients. Well, how are you going to do that? Don't know. They don't back into it. You should pick the number, back into it, break it down by the month, and then have the action steps to do it. And then it becomes quite simple and very measurable. And just put it on Excel or Google Docs, and there you have it. Well, you do the same thing with how to reach Ageless Energy. We have all of these programs and things like Google Docs, right? In shareable Excel spreadsheets, in paper form, book form, so that you can take them and just work through the program with Ageless Energy. So if you have me out to your corporation or somewhere to speak, then we can work through these together to help you achieve significance and better growth in your business and your people for sure. Or you can do it on your own digital program. But it's very important to go through this for everybody. And some people, well, I've done that before and I understand that. Well, you know what? So have I. However, we fall off the wagon sometimes, and sometimes we don't do what we know to do because we don't have accountability, or we're not focused on it, our energy's not there anymore. And so because of that, we fail to achieve the goals that we're after. So this is about getting that mindset and that motivation and getting turned on and that passion to move again and getting that moving just right, thumping that chest or standing up tall and getting some energy going on in your life again, right? Absolutely. So we mentioned a little bit about work because that does create stress and financial issues. So because that's stress for a lot of people, let's give some definitions here. What is financial independence? Well, financial independence is your savings are so high you don't have to work anymore, and you can easily support your lifestyle living off the interest. It's financial independence. That's kind of the best place to be. That is the best place to be, especially if you can do that and have at least 20 or 30% growing on top of that every single year. You're set, man. You're good. Just don't mess that up. And you can get there, by the way. You can get there. Most people can get there in 5 to 7 years. Financial freedom. Financial freedom is having enough income to pay your bills and still can spend freely each month within your budget and never feel restrained or stressed. That's a great place to be, too. That's actually the first step. And the omega step, the final step, is the financial independence. But financial freedom is a phenomenal step. Just getting there is very liberating and builds energy. Again, it's a goal, and it's a step-by-step goal. This Ageless Energy program, we will help you achieve that, because it's very hard to have consistent Ageless Energy if you don't have your finances in order, because otherwise you're going to stress about work. You're not going to have the time. I mean, all my CPA friends, what are they doing? They're freaking out. It's tax time. Today's a tax day, and they're freaking out. That doesn't help at all, right? Okay, we want to take care of that. How about body language for your energy level? Do you sit on the edge of your chair? And what would that be? High energy or low energy? I'm going to say high energy. Eyes bright and focused, high energy. Slumping, sitting forward with rounded shoulders. That's going to be low energy. Good mood, cheerful and positive. Well, that's high energy, right? Stiffness in limbs or joints. That's probably going to give you low energy. So it's an energy check of your body and your actions and your movement. Now, let's check the ones that apply to your body language of your energy level, right? And you can just go down this and do it yourself. This is all part of just identifying the things that sabotage your ageless energy so that we can then move about in future episodes on gaining the energy back. The key to ageless energy, already mentioned, one is a mind-body device that you can use. Another key is exercise and movement that's appropriate for you and your age and where you are currently fitness. Another key to energy is eating foods, organic, fresh foods that have a life about them, right? They have a shelf life. There's no food value usually in there much, and certainly they don't have a lot of life-giving value. Corollium photography, which originally came from Russia, would identify auras or energy. And it's really good for foods because you could take fresh fruit right off a tree and cut it, and you'd see a strong aura field. It just like glows. You see the energy. But after a couple of weeks, there's no energy there. It's pretty much dead. Same thing with catching fish and eating fresh grilled on that night. Why does it taste so much better? Well, it's fresh, right? It's got an energy about it. So what are the foods that you eat that can provide massive energy, that are fresh, that are extremely fresh and healthy foods that will provide you more energy than foods that aren't? Makes a huge difference. I was even hearing recently that the food value is so poor in North Korea. They're actually several inches shorter than their South Korean counterparts and quite a few pounds lighter. Teeth aren't as good off all of this, even though the countries neighbor each other just because of what they get to eat or don't get to eat. So energy, what is your energy? Do you have an energy pattern? If I were to ask you to draw a line, like a bell curve, how does your energy flow throughout a typical day? How about what's the difference between you and an Olympic athlete? Is it that professional athletes are so in tune with their body and energy levels and consistent health practices, they stay high, and yours could too? So what if you had 2 years yourself to become an Olympic athlete? Could you do it? I bet you could. List some steps that you might be able to do. So section 2 might be some keys to energy. I love to call this mood foods because what you eat does affect your mood. So mood foods are the right foods eaten at the right time in the right amounts to produce the desired level of energy. Any whole or healthful food by itself is neither good nor bad. However, timing, food combining, and preparation of food affects your emotional energy levels. For example, eating carbohydrates may relax you now while giving you energy for tomorrow. At the same time, eating protein now will give you immediate energy and mental alertness. Knowing the right mood foods for peak energy will maximize your health and wellness. Why are mood foods important? Well, each individual has a unique chemical reaction to food. Unique to each one of you. You cannot eat like someone else and achieve the same results. To stay energized, you need to know how different foods affect you. To do this, by the way, you would want some blood testing, some lab blood testing, and I can refer you to doctors and different networks that will do that for you so you can find out what that would be. Knowing which foods or food combinations sap your energy will help you eat the right ones and avoid the wrong ones and stay productive all day, no matter what your schedule demands. You also can avoid illness by eating foods that heal and strengthen your body rather than debilitate your energy and create toxic havoc. You don't want any toxic havoc. How do you determine your best mood foods? Well, 1, write down what you eat and when for at least 3 days. Number 2, pay attention to how you feel whenever you eat or drink anything, especially maybe 30 minutes later. Number 3, learn to recognize the general signs of food sensitivities in yourself. Number 4, have a simple allergy blood test done to pinpoint foods that are harming your emotional energy levels. Number 5, analyze your schedule to determine when you need the most energy, and then do things appropriately to have the most energy during that time. Number 6, train yourself to think of food as a fuel, not as a social activity. It's very difficult because food's more of a social activity than fuel. But to be efficient and to achieve many times, you have to look at it as a fuel. Though I have to admit, many times I'd rather it just be the social activity. Figure out which one. Neither one are bad. Just use it correctly. Number 7, center your social life on physical activities, not food. So many people, it's sitting in the car and eating. Blah. That's not good for you. Instead, make it on physical activities, doing something physical. And of course, the food will be there. Just don't center it around the food. Choose foods for the energy they provide. Choose them based on the energy they provide. There's a concept. And then be sure and add, of course, food combining to it. Eating the right foods at the right time. Like you don't combine melons with anything, for example. Okay, so again, you'd make up a chart. Draw up a chart, 3 columns. When waking up, the foods that you ate and how you felt. 30 minutes after breakfast, how'd you feel? Mid-morning, lunchtime, mid-afternoon, dinner time, evening, and bedtime. Call it a food diary to see where you fit in this program. And remember, too, as you go along in the Ageless Energy program and with the different authorities that we'll have and experts in the coming interviews in the coming weeks, you can always, as you subscribe or have new folks subscribe to the Ageless Energy Podcast, they'll get a free adult Zen coloring book that I did, which is just awesome. So excited about it. You can download that. And for some, that's a great stress reliever. And you also get up to 2 tickets, 1 per person, 2 tickets to our next event, to our next Ageless Energy or experiential event. No charge whatsoever at a value of $350 each. Love to see you. Love to have you in one of these events that we do around the country, usually based out of Dallas, but we do them all over the country as well. All you have to do is email us at support@catchfirecoaching.com, email us at support@catchfirecoaching.com, or go to Ageless Energy on our website at catchfirecoaching.com and subscribe on either Stitcher or iTunes for our Ageless Energy, and we'll be glad to do this for you. And then just, hey, shout out to us there on our Twitter account at Ageless Energy, letting us know how you like the event once you come. So review this list of social activities and how you can take your focus away from foods associated with each of these events. Take your focus away from food. That includes cake. So how about birthday parties? How do you do that? Holiday parties, dinner with friends. Do you do something different, or do you just have to be strong and eat differently with dinner with friends? Anniversary with your spouse, Super Bowl party, 4th of July, New Year's Eve. Maybe you just dance New Year's Eve and don't eat. More dancing, games, laughter. Party with friends at your house. Maybe the same thing. List 10 things or fun activities you could do with friends that do not include food. I have here biking, board games, dancing, church activities, athletic events. For you, what would you choose? Give me a tweet and let me know. Tweet at Ageless Energy. Tell us here on iTunes at Ageless Energy, how to feel 22 at any age. I want to know what you would do. What mood foods would you eat if you were running a 10K race in the morning? What would you not eat? What mood foods would you eat if you were going dancing after dinner tonight? What foods would you eat if you wanted to think clearly for a meeting after lunch that was very important to you? A huge bonus on the end. What motivated you to even listen to this podcast? To even be curious about the mind-body energy connection and what you can do? Why do you need more energy? Who do you need it for? What goals, dreams, or aspirations is low energy keeping you from attaining? Maybe the new job, maybe the new mate. How come, let me ask another question. How come so many of us want to lose weight? What's the motivation? Having run a lot of weight loss clinics and being very involved in the weight loss segment for much of my life, it seems to me, and having lost a lot of weight, 32 pounds myself when I was heavy, I have to show you those pictures and post them. A little vanity. The fact I got to go spend a lot more money and wearing some cool clothes that I couldn't have worn since I was, 35, that I got to wear again at 45 and 50. Looking younger, massive more energy, which made me feel younger, and I was able to be more productive and do a lot more neat stuff. So that pushed my weight loss, plus compliments, right? From the opposite sex, compliments, my spouse being happier about it. So what's the motivation for weight loss? It's never just us, right? Many times it's outward, the love or the attention we're going to get back. We see it visual, but it's also going to increase energy. So massive energy. Now, a lot of people struggle with weight loss because of the mind-body connection. Weight loss is not just physical. It's very mental. It's very steeped in behavioral things, behavioral modification, mental, a lot of psychological things. And we're going to cover things like this certainly in the future because they have to be covered. And then sometimes we can't lose weight because of the psychological mind-body connection, but maybe we have Lyme's disease or some hormonal imbalance that we have to attack that too, on top of eating less and eating better foods. So it's never easy, right? It's very convoluted. So certainly right now it's been fairly straightforward, fairly simple, but we're going to dive in to deeper and deeper subject material and subject matters on different levels of things that you might be looking for that may pertain to you or may not, that help you get there, that you could do to get healthy and to conquer that illness or disease that you need to conquer first so that you could get more energy or could lose weight or could control the asthma. And one of the great places to start is always a blood test, blood and urine test, biological assessment test of all of those different systems to see what we really have going on, right? Those are the gold standards. And then from there, then they can be acted upon and then, 3 to 4 months later, retested and no less than once a year so that you can see progress, right? We all have to have the progress meter. We keep fitness journals and diaries, and we keep measurements of what we do at work and how we get paid and all this. And if you keep it on your fitness and health programs while you're doing the blood test, then it'll be a lot easier to get healthy. And it may be a tough journey, but it's more than worth it to get your life back. Hey, this is Dr. Chandler George of Ageless Energy Podcast. I look forward to seeing you commenting some on Twitter or on iTunes or support at catchfirecoaching.com directly to Dr. Chandler George. And I look forward to seeing you at one of our workshops coming up real soon. If you happen to be a doctor or a serial entrepreneur of some sort, our next meeting is going to be June 9th, a one-day seminar. It's $197, and it will be here in the Dallas area. Feel free to drop us a line at support@catchfirecoaching.com, and Leslie or Chris will give you a call right back and get you set up for that particular program, and you can come check us out. Of course, remember, if this is your first time to hear us and subscribe to us, then you can come at no charge and check us out. I look forward to meeting you soon. Talk to you soon. Thank you.